Jai. Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Hari Hari. Can you give me this adapter here?
Prabhuji, the voice is very low or breaking up. I cannot really hear. Is there I don't know if it is only with me or others who are online. But
Shashank, can you hear me properly?
oh, now I can hear you, Prabhuji.
Only now I can hear you properly. During the kirtan, it was not very audible.
Other than not clearing thing, I think the Katal sometimes filters out.
Oh, okay.
Because it has a voice clearing thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it doesn't work.
Let me clear out the voice.
Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, next time we'll do something for that during Kirtan. Yeah, so Harshani sent a message saying that they are running late. Yeah, yeah, they could have joined on Zoom.
Finished?
No, today we'll finish.
Okay.
Yeah, last
You
week.
will have past whole month that you will finish today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, you need to, probably today we might start reciting slokas.
Oh,
yeah. The 17
Everybody has books?
yeah, I have.
Everybody have a Bhagavad Gita book?
Yeah, yeah.
We have that box, right?
We have some.
We have some Bhagavad Gita. If anybody doesn't have Prabhu, we can give today.
Okay, actually, when the program happened at their home, Jyoti's and Sudhakar's home, I brought some Bhagavad Gitas and distributed to everyone, whoever didn't have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll ask again today. If anybody is there
Doesn't
who
have,
we can give.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Abhishek Prabhu, Shashank Prabhu, and Abhishek Rajesh joining online. And we have Vaibhav, Sudhakar, and Jyoti, Mahi, and of course the hosts. Yeah. Okay, so last week we discussed the summary of chapters until 16. Were you there last week, bro?
Yeah.
Were you there, right? Yeah. Yeah. So can anyone share some points? What do you remember from last week? I think we discussed 15 and 16. We spent most of the time on 16 chapter.
Notes are opening up.
Notes are opening up.
Divine and demonic natures. Daiva, Ashura, Sampati, Bhava Yoga.
Yeah.
Why do we need chapters 13 to 18? And so already we covered Bhakti Yoga, right? So why still we need?
Yeah. Why still we need Jnana Yoga, the last part of Bhagavad
Yeah,
Gita.
but you need to learn how to live in this material world. So we need these chapters.
Yeah. Very good. So if you look
We
at
need to learn how we are advancing.
if you look at this slide here, right? The first 6 chapters, they talk about you. And then the middle 6 chapters talk about Krishna. The last 6 chapters talk about the world. So there are 5 subject matters in Bhagavad Gita. What are those 5 subject matters? Okay, Kala. Ishvara. Yeah.
Prakriti.
Huh?
Prakriti.
Prakriti. Yeah. Who said that?
Rajesh. Yeah.
Rajesh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the audio is coming from the
Projector now, because
from the projector, right? After connecting this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Ishvara, Prakriti, Kala,
Jiva.
Jiva. Karma. Yeah. Subject matters. 5 topics in Bhagavad Gita that are discussed. The first 6 chapters talk about you, Jiva, the soul basically. And then middle 6 chapters, Ishvara, Krishna. Last 6 chapters about the world, Prakriti, material nature. When you are living in the world, you need to know how this world operates, how the material nature works, so that you can live peacefully here. If you don't know how the material nature works, you will be bewildered. You will not have any knowledge how to handle material nature. Yeah. Because material nature is a forcing factor on the jivas, which influences us to engage in various kinds of activities. So unless you know why the material nature is acting upon us and influencing us to do things and how to handle that Maya, Maya is the biggest obstacle. It's the second biggest obstacle on the path of Bhakti Yoga. So unless you know how the Maya works and how to handle that, you'll not be able to live in this world peacefully, and you'll not be able to get out of this world successfully. So Ishvara, Jiva, and then this is Prakriti. The last 6 chapters talk about Prakriti, material nature. Yeah. So what are the other points from last week discussion?
Measure of our progress in Bhakti Yoga. Time is the biggest sacrifice we do to make progress.
Second is Maya. First is the sense gratification.
Obstacles.
Yeah, our enjoying propensity. Yeah.
Krishna reciprocates accordingly. Enjoying propensity reduces when you spend more time on.
Yeah. So we discussed how
Guru,
to.
Shastra, Sadhu.
Yeah. So that was a side topic, right? Guru.
Greatness and sweetness. Greatness and sweetness also we discussed.
In 16th chapter, Krishna says, for everything you have to take scriptures as the pramana. So Rajesh, you were saying something?
Sorry, I was saying greatness and sweetness was another topic like we were discussing. Right?
Greatness and sweetness, yes. Did we discuss that last week or week before that? Last to last. We did a summary again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summary of summary. Yeah. Okay.
We give the option A, B, C.
Uh-huh.
For greatness or sweetness. Options A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
We also discussed Shuklam, different interpretations.
Yeah. How different people interpret things differently. Yeah. Okay.
We discussed about the triangle to validate Shastra, Guru, and Sadhu.
Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru.
Guru.
Yeah. Guru.
So how each of them can validate every other.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now, chapter 16 also helps us to measure our progress on the path of Bhakti Yoga.
Quality.
So if we are progressing well on the path of Bhakti Yoga, that means we see some divine qualities in others, we see divine qualities in ourselves also. Or in other words, others will see divine qualities in us. So if we are not,
quality will reduce and divine quality
will increase. Yeah. So on the other side, if you're not progressing well on the path of Bhakti Yoga, if that transformation is not happening within the heart, see, knowledge is one part, but the transformation within the heart is most important than the knowledge itself. So if you're seeing some transformation within the heart, you will manifest some divine qualities. Otherwise, if you're not progressing well, and if there's no heart transformation, then you'll manifest demoniac qualities. Yeah, you'll still continue showing anger. You'll still continue showing enviousness towards others. all those things. But if you cultivate sadhana very nicely and progress well on the path of Bhakti Yoga, you will show divine qualities. What else did we discuss?
That's all in the notes.
Okay, that's all in the notes. Okay.
So the growing nature, right? Like for example, the tree, right, goes upwards and also inside also it goes the roots and all, right?
Yeah.
So the person also should be inside also they have to grow like spiritually, like inner peace and all they need to develop more. And physically also they have to grow like that's an example. So people usually focus on material nature, they want to get name and all those things outside, right?
Yeah.
So people focus. But internally they don't focus much.
Yeah.
They don't grow much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like every person has to be like a tree. They have to grow upwards as well as inside the inner peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prabhu, to go taller or to go deeper? The deeper you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
the taller you go, right?
Right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, the redwood trees in California, they're so tall. And imagine 100 feet tall. I mean, they're much more taller than that. Let's say a redwood tree is 100 feet tall.
Mhm.
The roots inside the ground, inside the earth,
Mhm.
they'll be 100 feet depth.
Yeah.
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 That's why it can withstand
Understand.
any kind of wind or anything. Otherwise, it will fall. So basically, we have to go deep in our sadhana. So if you look at the ocean, right? Ocean water, even if there is any disturbance in the ocean, you don't see much. You don't see much turbulence in the ocean water. Whereas you see a small pond of water.
Mhm.
If you throw a small stone, then you will see those circles forming and there'll be a disturbance. So what's the difference between the ocean water and the pond of water? Depth. Because the ocean is so deep, that's why it can withstand any disturbances. So if we go deep in our sadhana, then we can withstand the disturbances in this material world. Okay. So now, as we are progressing well in the path of Bhakti Yoga, as we are going deep in our sadhana, then our faith will increase. Our faith on Krishna will increase. Okay. Now, that faith, it's not always black and white. Okay. It's not always black and white. There are different shades to it. There are different shades to the faith on Krishna. So it's not just that either you have faith on Krishna or not have faith on Krishna. It's not as simple as, that black and white. So, but there are different shades to it. So that is the topic of chapter 17, the divisions of faith. Divisions of faith. So Krishna explains what are the different kinds of faith that people have in this world. So Arjuna asks in the beginning of chapter 17, Arjuna asks, so Krishna, people may have, some people may have faith based on scriptural injunctions, but other people, they will have faith based on their own concoction. It's not backed by any scriptures, but they will develop some kind of faith on something based on some speculation or some mental concoction. So what is that type of faith called? So this is Arjuna's question in the beginning of chapter 17. So then Krishna explains the different kinds of faith on God and various other things. So that's why chapter title is Divisions of Faith. Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. So basically Krishna explains that everything in this material world is of three different types. For example, any work that we do, it varies according to the three modes. and it is different based on the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So the work you do, the austerities that you perform, the food that you eat, the charity that you perform, anything in this material world, any activity performed in this material world, first of all, it is influenced by these three modes, and it varies according to these three modes. If a person performs an action in the mode of goodness, the outcome will be of one type. If the same person performs the same action in the mode of passion, the outcome will be of a different type. And the same action, if performed in mode of ignorance, it will be of the third type. So Krishna explains some of the aspects or some of the activities that we perform in this material world and how they are different in these three modes, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Similarly, one's faith on God is also influenced by these three modes, and it will be different based on the mode of passion and ignorance and goodness. Krishna tells that people who are in the mode of passion, people who are in the mode of goodness, they tend to worship demigods. They tend to worship demigods. And people who are in the mode of passion, they worship demons. They worship demons. And people who are in the mode of ignorance, they worship. So after God, after demigods and demons, who is left?
Ghost.
What is it?
Ghost.
Ghosts. Yeah, ghosts.
Then who is going to worship
They
the
were
head of
something.
God? God.
Yeah, the irony is nobody.
Okay.
Or maybe some fake Babas and Gurujis or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, the Babajis and Gurujis, the self-proclaimed God, that comes into the second category, mode of passion, demons. Yeah, because they are ultimately, in reality, they are demons. If somebody is self-proclaiming as God, he is nothing but a demon. So generally, we may think that if a person is in the mode of goodness, he may worship Krishna, right? They can start to think of Krishna. People who are in the mode of goodness, they can start to think of Krishna, but there is one more mode beyond the mode of goodness. That is mode of pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva. So that is the platform for worshipping Krishna. But in the mode of goodness, you can start to think of Krishna. But before that, people generally they tend to worship demigods for material benefits. But after some period of purification and after getting knowledge about the higher truth, they start thinking about Krishna, and then eventually they'll come to mode of pure goodness and start worshipping Krishna actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Offered monthly?
No, we can offer it here. We offer at home, but yeah, we can.
If it is offered, then no need.
Okay.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah, welcome to the group. What's your name?
Ruchi.
Ruchi. Okay. Your name? Your daughter?
Your name.
What is that?
Say it again.
Yeah.
Adya. Okay. What grade are you in, Adya?
4.
Fourth. Okay. Yeah, I saw your brother last time. Yeah. I think he's still getting used to this home. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the faith, how one's faith on God can vary based on these three modes that is described in 17th chapter. So any activity that we perform, any faith that we have, based on these three modes is actually contaminated. It's actually contaminated. Even the activity that is performed in the mode of goodness is also contaminated. It's contaminated by material nature. Okay. And towards the end of 17th chapter, Krishna tells how to get rid of that contamination. Because when we are living in this material world, we have to do some activity, right? And material nature is always forcing us to act upon something. So when we perform an action, then there is some contamination. So Krishna explains how to get rid of that contamination. There is a shloka in chapter 17, 17.23. Hey Samarth. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Wow, looks like some occasion. Huh? Looks like some occasion. Oh, you went to the Bodhal temple. Okay. So the Prana Pratishtha is done there or still going?
Pratishtha and Homam is done.
Okay.
They are still doing it actually. Abhishekam and all they are doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, here for Homam and Prana.
Okay. Nice, nice.
Chala earlier started at Durbi and Bendevarke started.
Kalpana is still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we full-time she is.
Yeah. So this shloka from Bhagavad Gita 17.23. Om Tat Saditi Nirdesho Brahmanas Trivida Smritaha Brahmanas Tena Vedascha Yajnascha Vihitapura. Okay, I'm not sharing this, right?
Recording.
Recording, yeah, I started recording, yeah. Plugin is required to share iPhone, iPad screen. Oh, because of this?
Download.
No, right?
Click download. That's fine.
This is the first time it's showing like this.
Okay.
Yeah, but is it sharing?
But nothing was coming on the screen because while we were connected,
Oh,
I think the screen was not.
Did you log? Oh, so did you log in through the phone?
no, I logged in here.
So you should not select iPhone and iPad.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay, desktop. Yeah. I think by mistake my cursor went there and yes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So Om Tat Sat iti Nirdesho Brahmanas Trividas Smritaha Brahmanas Tena Vedascha Yajnascha Vihitapura. So Krishna says, from the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat. We all heard about this Om Tat Sat, right?
Yes.
You know, Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. So basically in this shloka, Krishna tells that any activity that you perform under the influence of the three modes, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, is contaminated. And the only way to get rid of that contamination is by offering the results of your activity to Supreme. And when you say Om Tat Sat, so you might have seen the priests doing some puja, and then in the end they will say Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. You know, these are the two different things you will hear from priests. That means after performing the puja, they want to offer the results of the puja to the Supreme.
Is it Satchitananda or
No, Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat.
what is the difference?
Satchidananda means Sat means eternal. Chit means knowledge. Ananda is bliss. Okay. That is, those are the components of the spirit soul. And even Krishna's body is also made up of spirit, Satchidananda. But here he is talking about Om Tat Sat. These are the three you can say three names. Prabhupada explains, what does Om mean? What does Tat mean? What does Sat mean? Yeah, for every word, there is a
meaning, right?
no, not in the word for word meaning, but in the purport, Prabhupada explains.
Om Tat Sat Supreme Person.
He was one that included in the connection with the holy name of this Supreme Lord.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Second word.
Now, there is more clarification actually, where Prabhupada says Om refers to Krishna and Tat refers to Radharani. So I'm trying to find that that purport actually. Maybe it's in the next. Maybe in the next purport. Supreme words Om Tat Sat are thus used in many ways to perfect all activities and make everything complete. Okay, anyways, I'll try to find that purport later. And basically, Prabhupada explains the meaning of these three words, Om Tat Sat. Om refers to Krishna. Okay, in chapter 7 also, Krishna says, of all the Vedic hymns, I am the transcendental Om. Tat refers to his internal potency, which is Srimati Radharani. Okay, and Sat refers to the eternal aspect of that activity. See, when you perform any activity under the mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness, it is contaminated and it is not Sat. But when you offer the results of your activity to the Supreme, then it is Sat. That is the only truth. Any other activity that you perform under the influence of three modes is Asat. But if you offer the results of your action to the Supreme, then that is Sat. So the Sat in Om Tat Sat refers to it refers to absolute truth.
So
It
even,
refers to absolute truth.
so even though we have the mode of ignorance and all these things,
Yeah.
and we do something, and the results are also like contaminated.
Yeah.
But when you offer to God, they get purified.
Yeah. God purifies the action as well as the results of it. Yeah. And it becomes Sat. Yeah. And
But still karma will play, right? Like suppose I do bad thing
Mhm.
and I offer to Krishna,
yeah.
but I have to go to karma, right? So, yeah, the karma it won't leave anyone. That is the
If you completely surrender to Krishna, then you are aloof from karma.
oh
Yeah.
you're free from karma.
You are free from karma.
If you continue ISKCON, there is one person who is a thief,
Yeah.
but he surrendered to the God. Okay, he does only bad things.
No, if a person has surrendered to God, he will not be thief.
You won't be
He will not steal things.
So, for example, this is hypothetical, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's not-
They can,
It is a
they can
it is a self defeating.
So he was a hunter, but once he surrendered, he left.
He left.
Later.
Yeah.
He understood.
So that is a self-defeating statement.
I think the moment he might get into that Krishna consciousness or any Lord consciousness, but I think in the starting he might be doing things, but I think eventually when he progress in that surrendering completely, then he might totally leave those things.
Yeah. So in some sense, we are all thieves.
Yeah.
See, the so-called thief, they are going to some other's home and stealing something, right? We are also thieves because we are exploiting material nature. So in Ishopanishad, there is a nice shloka which says that at the time of creation, God has created the living entities and also has set aside their quota of things. Set aside quota of things. Quota of things means, like in India, we see the ration quota, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Like in the beginning of the month, you go to that ration shop. Are you familiar with that ration concept in India?
Yeah.
It's there in North India also? Okay.
Subsidy kind
I
of
think
food.
Mumbai, like in 70s or 75, it was nobody took ration.
Okay.
It went like more towards like away from suburbs.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I remember like my mom used to like specifically for the what is that, kerosene.
Kerosene. Yeah.
Specifically for kerosene, she used to like because there was shortage.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like I know, like in 80s and after 80s, I think it was completely gone.
Now I think even in North India, I think they have regulations like it's like it's not applicable for everyone now.
Yeah.
I think it
For
is the
income.
BPL thing. Like,
Low income, only for low income.
It's a BPL concept now.
Yeah.
Only for below poverty level you can eligible.
Yeah.
I mean, those centers are also vanished because I remember like mom used to like keep me in the line and go.
Yeah.
For the kerosene specifically, and then after that I saw like after 8 or 9 or 10,
Yeah.
completely gone.
Yeah. And the concept of this ration, it comes from Vedas, especially Ishopanishad. So the shloka says, at the time of creation, God has set aside the quota of things for everybody. That means certain amount of rice, certain amount of vegetables, certain amount of fruits, certain amount of flowers, certain amount of
maybe even air.
yeah, certain amount of clothes, everything, certain amount of property, everything that you consume in this world, there is a quota for that. But what we do all the time?
Yeah, we take a lot.
We don't live by that quota. We don't live by that quota, right?
No, I think if the God set aside a quota,
The moment you finish quota, you're
I think even if you try to exploit, they shouldn't be there, right? Because he has a quota. It's a predefined quota.
Yeah.
So I can't exceed that. If I'm trying to consume it more,
Yeah.
so there ends the life. After the quota is done, your life should end.
So
is that not the truth?
the meaning of the quota there is the basic things that are needed for your livelihood.
Now it's not about the life. And once your quota is done, you start stealing others.
You accumulate.
Yeah.
It's basically
You don't
stealing.
need.
Yes, you're being.
Then you are picking from somebody else's quota.
So the thing is, God has set aside quota for everyone, but we do not know what that quota is.
What is the limit of that?
And we always go on exceeding that quota and try to accumulate more and more, knowingly or unknowingly. Okay. For example, food. When you are eating food, do you know when to stop eating food? we only know about eating.
If you are watching something, you will never know.
No, when you are watching something and eating, or when you have a delicious curries and everything like that, then the gates open inside, right?
The mind will play.
Mind will play.
So Shashank, do you know when to stop eating?
Before tummy is full.
I think like
Yes,
Rajesh?
Prabhuji, I'm here. Sorry, what is the question?
The question is, do you know when to stop eating? Let's say you are sitting at the dining table and start eating
Okay.
lunch.
Okay.
So do you know when to stop?
Yeah, when the food is finished.
When the food is finished? When the food is finished.
So sometimes keep adding, you just keep eating.
That's why it's less.
Exactly.
One exit criteria, right? Like there's less food than
Yeah. Okay,
You
Rajesh.
should think about, and I personally feel like when you should stop is like,
So more technical,
and if everyone has got and whatever is in your plate, like whatever you feel like this is enough for me, then I think you should stop.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will not stop.
No, I think
In childhood, like we used to do, like when you get to bark, right?
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even that is right.
Yeah.
And the moment you start
Ayurveda
barking, I
says-
think it feels like you are overfilling now.
Ayurveda
Your body
says
sense-
you should
sensing.
stop eating when you get your first burp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't even get birth.
Yeah.
Then you should.
If you sit properly on the ground and eat, then you will get
If
burp.
sit properly, then if you sit on dining table, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
You'll never get burp.
Yeah. So if you cultivate a habit of sitting on the floor and then eat properly, then you will get burp
There's one more thing. If you sit like this and eat, you will get up very fast
because of your knees, right? Leg
will eat
pains.
more.
I'm used to it. I sit like this.
No, because you guys are sitting nicely, like spread it leg and all, like eating. That's why like everything is going. There's no stopping.
Yeah.
You sit like this and eat, you will get up very fast.
Yeah. So if we don't know when to stop eating and end up overeating, we are actually eating the food grains that belong to others. Yeah, it's very subtle. We never think of that, right? But we're actually eating the food grains that belong to others. Similarly, money. If you are earning more than what is needed, it is actually sin.
But how to define that what is
What is
needed?
needed, right?
Yeah.
For example, when I was here, people say, "Dane dane pe likha hota hai, khane wale."
Hare Krishna.
But if I'm eating more, that means that food belongs to me. Is that not true?
It boils down to the same thing that Shashank said, right?
Yeah.
Do you know when to stop eating means when the food is finished?
But this food is
Does that mean all that food is meant for you?
No, it's
No, right?
But I think
Prabhuji, it comes from the fact what
you will be able to accumulate only as per your karma. And if it is allowed by your karma, then it is in your quota.
in your food. That's what I mean to
That's
say.
what it is.
I might be totally wrong because I'm just trying to correlate few things. For example, when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
So even if I try to eat more than what I want, I will vomit. So any case, if we try to feed the kids, small kids, right?
Yeah.
Even though they say I'm full, as a mom or a dad will try to feed them the kids, right? They vomit.
Yeah.
In the same way, if I'm earning more, that means that's in my quota. But if I eat more,
Mhm.
depending on if I eat a delicious, like a feast now, I open my gates and eat everything.
Yeah.
That means that's my quota.
You have good karma, that's why you
No.
eat so much. But the thing is, like, you have good karma in this life.
Yeah.
But because you are exploiting that, you will not have good
Next.
karma in the next life. So you should actually give that whatever you get, what is enough for you, keep it, and try to like give.
Yeah, I think
So why there is a big, disparity between the rich people and poor people? There's a huge disparity, right, between rich
Yeah.
people and few poor people. Why?
Because of karma, right? They did something bad thing, that's why they're having.
Karma is one aspect, but karma from past life is one aspect. But what is happening in this life? Shashank, you raised a hand.
So
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I remember in one of our older sessions, you explained like whatever happens happens because Krishna wants it to happen to us, right? Because of our karmas or whatever, or
Yeah.
you become whatever Krishna wants you to become, right? So I'm eating whatever Krishna is giving me to eat. Whatever quantity, whatever quality, whatever kind of food he's giving me to eat, I'm eating. Like for say example, we say that eating non-vegetarian food is not good and there are religious aspects to it, right?
Yeah.
But there are so many people in the Western countries, even in the United States, they are eating non-vegetarian food. Yes, they have problems with their colon or stomach, but there are also people who eat non-vegetarian food for the whole of their life. They live happily, they go happily. So it's like whatever God is giving you, just accept it with gratitude and eat.
So when we say that, whatever I am eating, whatever I am doing, that means it is within my quota.
Yeah.
and I'm not.
Whatever he has
So it is
written to give you,
just
that
like
is what
a
you
terrorist saying that, okay, I kill innocent people, and then it is within my quota. It is within the sanction of
Yes,
the God.
because
Within the sanction of
last time you told us, like, those who get killed are because you told me, you answered my question last time about this, that those who killed, those who got killed, they are because of their bad karmas, they got killed.
So I think
Right.
yeah, like what I have heard, like
So all we need to do is like focus on what is being given to us with gratitude, and then start improving on our karmas, probably. I mean, this is what I think. I don't know.
So coming to karma, I think this is a very interesting discussion, and this is very dicey as well, right? So how we attribute karma, like I think one thing I have heard from some other devotees as well, like we should not just apply others' karma in our like for our convenience. Like, hey, something is happening bad to someone, it's not like we should just leave them.
it is their bad karma and my
so
good
it's their
karma.
bad karma. No, I think we should try to apply karma on ourselves.
Yeah.
To check, to have our check, rather than applying like others' karma for our convenience. And hey, somebody is suffering, you just ignore them and move on because you attribute it to their karma, right? Maybe that's not the thing like it's supposed to be, right? So you should apply karma on yourself to have your self check rather than others' karma. Like if you like, because that will be kind of like the judging, right? And we should not be judgmental if you really want to be in that satoguna.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
the point
Sudhakar mentioned, right, karma, right? Yes, the poor people who are suffering from poverty, right? It is karma from past life. Okay. But if the rich people, if they are exceeding the quota and if they're not living according to the quota, they are actually incurring new karma. Yeah.
Right.
And the reason why there is a huge disparity between rich people and poor people is the rich people are growing richer and richer, and poor people are going poorer and becoming poorer and poorer.
But
Jeff Bezos, does he really need whatever asset that he has? Any person, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, any person, right?
But I think even they, if they have an asset, finally they are going to donate it, because how long they are going to live, right?
Yeah,
some years,
either they will donate or somebody will take it.
So that will happen in this life only. So they whatever they are incurring or getting or accumulating,
yeah,
they will not have it after some
years. Obviously, at the time of death, everything will be vanished. Yeah.
And also to answer that question, like he said that if a person kills many
Some innocent people,
and
yeah,
because their karma they die. But then, as you said, like again, because that guy is killing them, he's incurring
karma,
new karma,
yeah,
and that is going to really affect him in the next life.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think it's a new karma, and according to one of the story we have, right, the sailor, the priest, the sweeper in the temple.
Yeah, God has a plan.
God has a plan for everything, right? So that means God wanted him, the person who is killing, or the God wanted him to incur more bad karma.
Yeah.
Because of his
desires,
or maybe because of his things that he has done in this life or maybe in the past life.
Yeah.
No, what is wrong? Like, suppose I take money from $10 from each of these people here, and then I give jobs or do some big things, right? What is the problem like in that case?
You take $10 from everyone and then
This is from Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
About Amazon Prime.
Just giving an example.
Because
yeah,
they are also providing employment to some thousands and thousands of employees with their riches, because they created some product which was being used. They it might be good or bad, whatever. Yeah. But they're also employing people for which they're giving food and whatever.
No doubt. They are doing a lot of good things. See the technology that we are all using, for preaching or everything, right? So it's all provided by these technology companies. Definitely, they're doing a lot of good things. But
also
when we talk about the quota consumption according to the quota, right? For example, there was a news recently, right? Jeff Bezos He bought a 500 million yacht or something. Yeah, 500 million, right? Yeah. That's a lot of money. 500 million.
I think in that way, the Jeff Bezos is like an way beyond our league. Actually, for example, even for all of us, right, from where we came from.
Yeah.
I think if I relate myself, when I was kid, which house I stayed, and the house what I'm staying is like way beyond. It's like for everybody.
Yeah. 10 times,
10 times, 100 times more than what.
But then, did you enjoy that house or this house?
That house only. So that's what I'm saying, right? So we all in that case, forget about it. We all like doing the same every single day.
Yes. That's why I said all of us are thieves. Not only Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates. All of us.
Also, because I heard one interview from him. He was way happy when he first started the company. When he was first starting the company, he was way happy. He was telling that in one, I think in Seattle there was he was telling that it automatically started his mind, and people around him started pushing him to a certain extent that he didn't have control of himself.
Yeah.
And then he just went into that, and he didn't like that. He literally said that I didn't like this.
It's like once you are in, you are in.
Yeah, but there is no way out.
Yeah.
Either this whole thing will collapse.
Yeah.
It's
like a mafia.
Even now, like he's not happy with what he has. Wherever like he goes, he tells this. Like, I'm not happy with whatever I have. I'm trying to find how I can do better. See, this yacht and everything, I think this is also giving jobs to others also.
Yeah.
To create the yacht. I know he will just spend one day in that or 2 days max.
To maintain that when people need.
But then he's doing something for others, right? So think
the same thing with Mukesh Ambani, right? He bought a villa in Dubai for 150 crores or something like that for his kid.
I'm just thinking like these people don't think of like so many poor people out there. Why can't we just go and give something to them rather than like just spend?
Not only them.
We are
us.
Same thing with us.
Yeah.
Like more than what.
See, if we sacrifice one vacation, we sacrifice going to Yellowstones, just one vacation.
Yeah.
Imagine how many families in India can survive. Yeah. So that's why not only them are thieves, but we are also thieves. Whoever exceeds quota, basically, we are thieves.
But how do we identify?
It's a hard truth. It's a harsh truth.
No, it's a truth. Forget about harsh or good or bad. Right? So how do we identify? For example, if I want to realize myself, right?
Yeah.
How do I identify what is my quota of food, the type of food I eat, and the drinks I drink, or maybe the car I drive, or the house I live, or the money I save for my kids, for education. So how do I define the quota for each individual?
Yeah. So there is a concept called simple living and high thinking. Okay. Concept called simple living and high thinking. Vedas prescribe this philosophy. And you have to define your minimum and keep reducing your minimum every day. So first you have to define your minimum, your basic minimum for your livelihood. Okay. How much money you need, how much, what type of house you need, what type of clothes you need, how many pairs of clothes you need. So you have to define your minimum for your family. And then gradually you have to keep reducing your minimum. Yeah. Okay. So there was a family, American family, who left everything here and then went to India with 100 things. If you count the number of things that they took, 100 things, like number of socks, number of shirts, number of pants, number of utensils, 100 things, only 100 things. They went to India and living happily.
Yeah, even when I went back this last year, because like I stayed in one of the villages, like in Belgium. I'm from Belgium, so we didn't have my uncles and everything. They have big factories and big houses.
Yeah,
I stayed in one of my friend's house. It was like hardly like this small, and I felt so good there. And they were giving me food like morning, evening, and as there is a behind that there's a temple. So I used to go there, and it is sufficient. I mean, I felt like this is enough. Like I can stay like this for like
Yeah.
till I'm dead.
Yeah.
Why I'm doing this? Why I'm getting all this? And why? And it's not stopping because see, once you start getting,
Yeah.
you will not stop.
Yeah.
There's a greediness
Yeah,
comes into our mind.
exactly.
So,
You
we
know,
started
see, all of us who are working here, right?
promotions every time.
Actually, if we stop working here and tomorrow go to India, you don't even need to work.
Absolutely.
And you can live happily, peacefully, and it's the real bliss actually.
But your ego will not do it.
Yeah.
The problem is your ego will never.
So as we discussed, right? Once you are in, you are in. That's all. So yeah, it takes a lot of time, and it's a gradual progress. It almost takes lifetime actually. So to realize what we have been doing incorrectly, and by the time we try to correct things, it will be too late. But you know, the minimum, what is minimum for one family may not be the same minimum for other family. So what is minimum for your family, that you have to discuss with your family members and come up with a list. So
what happens if some people do fasting? They're less than their quota, right? In their life. So what happens when they have to go from
He's trying to trick himself.
It's not about what they do, but also like fasting itself means like whatever you're giving up, like whatever you're not eating, like you need to make sure somebody will have that amount of food or anything like what you need.
Last night I ate food, that's why next day morning I'm doing fasting, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm less than quota, right? Like suppose God gives me this much quantity. I'm not eating that much.
How do you know that?
okay.
So at the end of the line, we will not have debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether the quota is just for this lifestyle, live this time, or it's eternal, right? Maybe next life you will just be a plant and you will just use very little quota because you have exploited more than what you have quota, right?
No, the quota that is set aside for everyone is considering all these factors.
Yeah.
See, the quota is defined in the Vedas, right? And who prescribed fasting? Vedas only. So when the same Vedas are prescribing quota, and same Vedas are prescribing fasting, so they have considered fasting also while defining the quota for one person.
So if you are not fasting
Yeah, if you're not, this is the principle. This is the lesson we should learn. If you are not fasting, then you are exceeding your quota.
Okay, I am free of that.
This is an interesting topic actually.
Yeah.
How to identify the quota and how to live up to that minimum quota, basically.
Yeah.
Once your stomach is full, I think.
It's not about the stomach.
No. For eating, okay, we can understand.
Money, job,
for clothes, everything, right?
Gold. Very dangerous. You can't imagine like stop. Specifically like women. I don't understand what is the logic behind that.
Not everyone. I know.
1, 2, 3. Only 4 women. So we are majority. We can talk. We can talk. We can talk. We can talk about this topic.
I think that topic, I think the goal
That's you're generalizing again.
It's a status symbol nowadays.
Status symbol, like you wear it and go and show and come back and keep it in the box. That's it. Huh?
That's it. The same thing as a car, right? For example, people buy Ferrari,
Gold for women, cars for men.
Even the clothes, right? No, clothes. Forget about the basic needs of the shoes, right? I mean, all.
I tell you, even cars you are
Yeah,
telling.
Banners, goods, and everything.
I think we should talk very minimal as like water, right? Like here everybody uses
more
than water.
I give you one example.
Yeah.
I had like a very old car, like I took it for $4,000 here when I came here.
Yeah.
And my wife was like,
Peer
I will not
pressure.
sit in this car. People, others. I said,
Yeah, that's what the peer pressure.
I'll tell you, this is working. It's going from one point to other. But what you want, this is the purpose.
Yeah.
My purpose is solved. I used it for 6 years when I was here. Oh my God, she was like, this is the end. I'm not going to say, this is the end. And so I bought Nissan car. I said, what Nissan?
BMW.
She wanted Audi. So I said, no, even with this car, my purpose is short. So I took Nissan car.
Yeah.
And then I kept the old car because it served me like for 6 years, 8. So I kept it. Whenever she will see that car, she will get angry. This is taking my garage space. Just throw this car out. The moment it's gone, I need a new car.
Make sure your wife doesn't see the recording.
Okay, let me put him in the spotlight.
He can show it to her. She does this. I've told this so many times. He knows this very well.
You are in the
We have a
spotlight.
very strong debate on this topic. Whenever I told her. Huh?
Did she evolve from that?
Oh my God. When we took that car, she
No, I'm saying correct shit. It was in the past. He was saying when
we took new car just now. And that car is sitting in the garage.
Okay.
Taking space. Nobody is using
Just donate it. Just donate it to somebody.
So then I'll tell you. And then the Tesla price went down. Just imagine. Just imagine.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
No.
तो घर की कहानी है भाई.
What I said is like, तुम कमाओ, तुमको जो करना है करो. I'm done.
Yeah.
And my
एक हफ्ते का पूरा ऑप्शन चाहिए इसी बात करने के लिए.
oh my God, even with the gold, I feel like I don't wear a single gold. I say like, तुम लोग को जो लेना है लो. Then they don't stop.
Yeah. By the way, it's good to wear some amount of gold because the metal has some scientific benefits for the body. You know, some ring, some chain, you know, some basic things.
Yeah, the people who wear more need more purification. That's right.
I don't like all these things. That's like.
Probably I need to change the topic.
Change the topic. Not gold. Not gold.
In general, right? In general, everything for shoes,
You never know where to
like even for the pants, right? So basic Costco pant is good enough, right? But why people go for Express or Armani or whatever it is, right?
Yeah,
So
there are people who wear luxury
Only
things
those
from
things.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Complete luxury.
So one of my friends used to be there, right? So if you go to shop, Gap is good enough, right? In general, basically, right? No, he has to go to Express in Seattle downtown, that luxury shop, to buy the pant, the same pant.
Yeah.
But that
I think he's trying to make it identity.
fashion.
Yeah.
A lot of people try to make it identity.
Wash it once, then washing machine is gone. So that is also a waste of clothes and environment. So buy a decent brand, which lasts you for a longer time. The cost per wear should also be justified.
So same thing. I buy branded. My wife will say like, you buy branded. I say like, I use it for 7 years. One pant I will use for 7 years. I'll not buy a cheap one and then I'll throw it. So your point is absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, brand and sense again, not luxury.
Good
brand.
quality. Good quality. Good quality ones.
I think anything, but anything which can long last for us without doing any inventory, that is good.
Yeah.
$50 and doesn't matter.
Yeah,
right?
good
So
quality ones.
people only go for the pants which is like way expensive and they hardly use for once or twice and just keep it in the shelf.
The irony is like we are talking about and to be wearing for 7 years, we don't know next year what will happen. So I don't
Next Thanksgiving, you'll go to a shop and then you'll end up buying 10 pants.
So this pant is 7 years pant. The last 7
Yeah.
years I'm using.
That's the very blunt truth, right? And we are planning for 7 years for a jeans. I find it funny, right?
Yeah.
I bought
So-
some clothes in India, which I'm still using since my childhood. These rings and everything. I didn't grow in size as well in my childhood. So this one I brought. My dad brought when I was in 7th standard. Still there. So most these rings are also from 7th standard.
Wow.
I didn't grow in size. I didn't grow.
Perfect.
Ah.
And, but I have.
You know why?
No, because it's like-
This is perfect. You know why?
It stayed for like forever. I also don't wear as much of clothes. And I when I buy, I consciously see which brand is good and lasts longer.
Yeah.
And I use it. I have bought some things when I was in India like 7 years, 8 years back. I brought them here and I'm still using. They're not branded. In India, the thing is, you don't have to buy branded ones. Even the normal ones are good quality. So that's the good thing. Whenever I buy summer clothes, summer clothes are also like all either too revealing or something like that. Not good enough for our Indian normal usage. So I still buy summer clothes in India, I think.
For clothes, India is the best actually. For men or women, India is the best.
All these branded ones, right? They buy basic cloth material from Coimbatore and they build it in the factory here in the branded
Pakistan. They build it there and they brand it as Levi's or whatever.
So sell it for like some dollars and triple or whatever the price.
Wow, that's amazing. So you don't have any other pairs of earrings?
I have one more for my marriage.
Okay.
For my marriage, I bought.
On
my, I didn't even get it from my father's money or something. Whatever money I was earning, I brought it, and that is one other pair I have other than this.
It gives a lot of peace.
Having
one or two things gives a lot of peace. The problem with having more than what you need is, like let's say there are 20 pairs of earrings.
Maintain them.
My daughter, I see, right? So she has, what do you call that? Some set, there she puts different pairs of earrings. And then when it is a time to go to a temple event or some party, right?
What should I wear now?
What should I wear? She spends half an hour on that. But if there is only one or two pairs, that is very easy.
I think the point is probably right. So when we are all kids, right? So with minimum needs that we have, like father used to pay like 500 rupees per month. They used to spend, we used to eat like whatever we want to eat ice cream, kulfi, vagara, jo bhi hai, gaadi pe jo bhi aata hai. Used to eat everything. We all like, we don't know anything, like kids, right? Now with all the luxury we have, does our kids having the same happiness?
No, because they are identifying with objects, not with people.
Cell phone, tablet.
They're finding happiness in objects, not in people. So, I mean, we can take baby steps towards this. We are so much deep into this contamination. We cannot come out of this so easily. We cannot come out of this so easily. But we can take baby steps. Like, I can tell one of my practical realizations, right? I mean, whenever I go to India, I have this habit of buying, nice kurtas. And I have a feeling that, okay, in US, it's very hard to find kurtas, right? So whenever I go to India, it's best to buy nice kurtas. And even if there is no occasion, I'll keep it and then wear whenever there is an occasion or something, right? So in that process, without my, without me knowing about it, I ended up accumulating one full suitcase of new kurtas and, these things, which is, that suitcase is still sitting at my home. And that kind of gave me some kind of vairagya, thinking that, okay, for the next probably 10 years, I'm not going to buy new kurtas. So, I mean, basically, if you don't need to buy, you don't buy. So that is the principle I'm going to adopt.
I think in India it may be different. So people have to wear different things for the traffic and everything. But here, if you have like 3 or 4 pairs of jeans and 3 or 4 of t-shirts, you're done basically. Winter full zip jacket. One jacket is good for your winter.
But the problem is, you don't even know what you're wearing inside.
No.
Even if you're wearing home clothes and zip the jacket.
Jacket will protect everything.
If she has come here with that dress, I went there with that dress. I will never wear again same dress in that house. So she will have another dress. And then if she goes third time, she will not wear the same dress again. So how many dresses should wear?
No.
This is the logic.
So when I was teaching, I worked as a faculty, actually, computer faculty. When I was teaching one student, one girl, so she used to every weekly, she used to come twice or thrice a week.
Here?
No, in India.
India.
And every time I see her, she comes in a new dress.
Yeah.
Those days itself, like 20 years ago.
Actually, half of the women, the reason why we spend too much on clothes or anything is because it also, there is also some thing that comes from the childhood, right? So if we are not provided enough freedom to express ourselves, when we grow up and when we have freedom, when we have the money, when we have the availability, we try to express it in different ways. So the problem is they compare everything. When we are children, they compare the marks, they compare how you are studying, they compare everything, and but they don't see the other. Some people might have better living conditions, and they might be more looking better, wearing good clothes, or having some better toys, better things, or whatever.
Yeah.
They have cycles or whatever. And we want this. When they're comparing marks and everything, we also want to compare the other things as well.
Yeah.
Like they have better house, they have everything looking good, and people are after them, and so there are so many things that we observe as children, right?
Yeah, because from childhood we have been hearing the parents, oh look, Jyoti is doing better than Madhuri.
Yeah.
And similarly, when we grow up, we want to do better than her in other aspects.
Yeah.
If she has 5 earrings, I need to have 10 earrings.
Absolutely. So
Because parents only thought it, right? If she gets 90 marks, you should get 95.
So, and now that comparison was taken to next level because it's all within social media.
Yeah.
So now, people who are getting looking good are getting more likes. So the comparison shifted to a different type of
Physical appearance
and everything.
Yeah.
And that is being, people discuss it too much as well. So now people are directly translating. Okay, if I look good, if I have more clothes, or if I have good makeup, people will start liking me more.
Yeah.
Which might not be true, which is not true. You should have a
That's
better
because of
personality,
identity crisis. Because of identity crisis, right?
So, particularly women are curbed of their freedom or to express a lot when they are children. So that's when they grow up, when they have a little more freedom, it translates into a different way.
They want to spend money according to their,
Wish,
their
yeah.
wish.
Yeah,
And then
some part might be true, but I've seen other side also, because the childhood, the parents pamper too much. So after marriage, they're reciprocal to divorce.
Yeah.
So it's like they want to do the same thing. Maybe the other person might not like it or do the same way, but because my dad used to give me like these many clothes for my birthday, for this function, that function, this function.
Yeah.
I need to have it now. So
they grew up pampered. They never took responsibility, own anything. Now all of a sudden the currency becomes this one. Yeah, I see.
It's like a double-edged sword.
But the Patrika match doesn't work. They will not have any problem. The Patrika matches.
Parents try to match with either better or equal status.
It's a very double-edged sword, right? So how much, I still want, the quota is where I'm stuck at right now, basically. How do we identify the quota for each, but small things also.
Yeah.
I don't think you will be able to identify if you don't even try. If you just assume, hey, I'll do what I need to do, and when I get enough that makes me happy, I'll stop doing it. Eat. I'll eat this much, I'm happy.
So eating is fine, right? For
Think
example.
about everything, money, house, car, anything.
Actually, if we leave with minimum, we'll be very happy. As I said, right? Today, if all of us decide to stop working, retire, and take the money and assets that we have in US, go to India, you don't need to work. And when you don't work, your stress levels are reduced, your health is improved, and you can focus on spiritual activities better. You can take care of you can spend time with family a lot. You'll be peaceful and happy, very happy.
About the kids.
Kids are like
They can go to schools in India.
Kids will be the
Kids
happiest.
They'll be happy in India, more happier in India.
In the gated communities, right? You don't have to take care of anything. Everything is in the community.
Yeah.
Now you can't even send the kids outside.
Nothing that we have as here. From here, even if you live in the community, how many people did hang out with? 10 kids. Growing up there, whole town was yours.
Yeah.
They are.
And you actually get coming, they actually have free space to play.
Yeah.
In cities, it's hard to find that in India. And here also.
Here it's in there they have tennis court, cricket court, swimming club, everything in the one. They just go down from the left and do everything there.
Yeah.
Cycle ride without any issues. Now here don't go there. We have to go to cycle ride, you have to go to specific thing, keep an eye on them. It's like,
Yeah.
as you said, it's a right.
That's why people who have kids in the still in the elementary schools, right? Elementary or middle school is also okay. But before high school, that is the best time to go to India. But once they are in high school, it's very hard to transition. Very hard to transition. Middle school is also okay, but best is elementary. When they are in elementary, I mean, for your case, it's even more better. You're free birds. You can go tomorrow, pack your bags tomorrow and go. Yeah.
I think aside this, if they grow more spiritually inside, right? They won't do anything. Whether you are in USA,
yeah, they'll find happiness within. They'll find happiness within.
No, I think other contrary, we can stay happily there. That is one. But I think the amount of work that you can do here, spiritually or mentally, physically, whatever it is, it's more easier here than there.
Yeah,
I agree. It is. See, for example, we're all studying Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
We never did that in India, right?
Even if you go there,
We never did that.
No, that's not true. I used to do. It's not true.
I mean, some people, but majority of them. Majority of us, we did not. We did not study Bhagavad Gita because our parents, they never taught us. Muslims and Christians, they do. They teach Quran and Bible every day to their kids. But our parents, they never taught Bhagavad Gita.
Basically.
Okay. Okay.
So I used to go to we used to have Bhaktivendanta Sutra, like how you have, what do you call it?
Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama. Yeah.
108 shlokas.
Yeah.
So same thing we used to do Bhaktivendanta Sutra. And the Rishabh Dev, like the first Tirthankar, is basically like he's a version of Vishnu only.
Yeah, he's the incarnation of
Vishnu only, a eighth or ninth avatar.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad used to take us to Basti, we call it. We don't call it Mandir, we call it Basti.
Okay.
Jain Basti, we will call it. So we used to go there every Sunday. We'll go every time. Every week we will go once, and also do in house also we used to do the Namakkarman.
Yeah.
So it's not that we were not doing that.
Yeah. No, in other religion, other than Hindu, it's happening. They follow very strictly. They teach to the children.
Even in the Gurudwara.
Yeah.
So they do.
Yeah.
They do there, go there, participate there, langar, everything.
So in other religions, there is a teaching. But in Hindu religion, what they do is they do some pujas and all. Parents, they do some pujas and ask the kids to participate in the pujas without explaining anything. Why they are doing puja, what is this, they don't explain. There's no teaching. In Hindu religion, there's no teaching. That's why the kids are not very inspired to take this path. Whereas other religions, Muslim, Christianity, and even Jain, Gurudwara, other religions, there is a teaching. They explain why they are doing what they are doing. And okay, anyways, let's come back here and we'll try to finish 18th chapter also. Okay. Okay, so towards the end of 17th chapter, when Krishna says that whatever activities you perform, you offer to Supreme, and then they will be purified. Om Tat Sat. And then 18th chapter. 18th chapter is a summary of all previous chapters that Krishna spoke. Just like 2nd chapter is a summary of entire Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter is also summary of entire Bhagavad Gita.
chapter. So we're talking about one of the chapters which talks about the food, and which chapter is that?
Actually, 17 only.
17 only.
Yeah. I just briefly mentioned that.
Yeah.
I did not. Okay, so let me elaborate a little bit more. So 17th chapter, another important topic that Krishna describes is about food. Just like how Krishna explains various activities that we perform in this material world, how they can be different in the three modes. The important aspect Krishna touches upon is food. What type of food to eat, what type of food not to eat. Food are people who are in the mode of goodness, what type of food they will eat. People who are in the mode of passion, what type of food they are attracted to. People who are in the mode of ignorance, what type of food they are attracted to. So let me bring up those shlokas actually so that we can look at the details. Yeah. Okay. So 17.7. Aharas. Okay, let me share the screen for the online people. Aharastvapi sarvasya trivido bhavati priyaha yajnastapastadha danam tesham bhedam imam shruno. Even the food each person prefers is of three kinds, according to the three modes of material nature. The same is true of sacrifices, austerities, and charity. Now, here are the distinctions between them. Ayu sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhana rishaya snigdastira hridya ahara satvika priyaha. Now, this is about food in the mode of goodness. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. So these are the benefits of eating food that is in the mode of goodness. And now Krishna explains some examples of food in the mode of goodness. So what are those foods? Foods that are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. So these are the attributes of the food in the mode of goodness. Now, what are the examples of such food having these attributes?
All fruits. Juicy means all fruits.
Okay, fruits,
Fatty
fruits and
means
vegetables.
vegetable.
Fruits and vegetables.
Fatty means all nuts. All nuts, milk products or something like that.
Yeah.
Even rice,
Wholesome.
carbohydrates, wholesome,
Wholesome, right?
wholesome, yeah.
Wholesome, yeah.
No, fatty, what is that?
Milk and all nuts.
Milk and milk products,
Milk
milk,
products,
yogurt,
nuts,
ghee,
yogurt, nuts.
ghee, everything. Yeah. So wholesome.
Some oils as well.
Rice,
Huh?
pulses.
Oils as well.
Yeah.
Rice and pulses comes under wholesome.
Yeah.
And pleasing.
So these are pleasing to the heart. So that's why sweets, when you eat sweets, right? You feel very happy. Why? Because in sweets, they use ghee, they use sugar, and
but they come under Rajogu type of food because they're processed. They're not directly from the nature. All these things, right?
Yeah.
They grow. In fact, we have to eat them in their natural state.
Right.
Like instead of normal white rice, we should eat brown rice and stuff. That is more better for our body.
Yeah.
But at least they are directly from the even white rice. It comes directly a little bit processing. But sweets, they are overly processed. They're deep fried and then put in like sugary this thing. So it's not directly produced. So they also come under Rajogu.
no, if you prepare sweets using wholesome ingredients,
Okay.
like whole grains,
Yeah.
instead of using maida,
yeah,
you can use whole wheat.
both.
Yeah, you can use wheat. So like that, if you use proper ingredients, I mean, first of all, sweets, even if you use junk material also, it will taste good.
Taste good.
You'll feel happy. And what about if you use proper ingredients, wholesome ingredients, then it will taste even more better actually. Yeah.
So that's why there's a movement called Sattvic movement happening in India right now.
Yeah. Sattvic
movement is like they're having a woman and wife and husband started this Sattvic movement.
So they teach how Ayurvedic way of eating food and what foods come under Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. So even they mentioned that sweets come under highly processed and white sugar. That is the problem. Actually, if you make it with good or like jaggery, that's very good.
Yeah.
Even if you make
that's
ghee
why if you use proper ingredients. Actually, in the ancient times, or as per the Vedas, see, even in the Vedas, it is mentioned what type of sweets Krishna ate. Laddu is mentioned. Payasam is mentioned. Payasam is mentioned in Ramayana. Okay. So generally or traditionally, in the ancient times, sweets means like payasam, made with rice, preferably good, jaggery, and some ghee.
There's no bambino then.
There's no bambino. So the types of sweets that we are eating today, these are, it's an evolution, right? It's an evolution. So we don't need to eat all these type of sweets. But even if you eat simple like chakkar pongal, paisam, the simple things, they'll give you happiness. Okay.
So Prabhuji, one question.
Pleasing to the heart. I'm not saying, Krishna is saying, pleasing to the heart.
Prabhuji, one question.
Yeah.
So you said like, people prefer based on the three modes of material nature, right? So my question is it like people who are sattvic who prefer that kind of food, or is it because of they, take certain food, they become sattvic? Like, what is it like? Is it the cause or the effect?
It's both ways, right? These foods, the fatty foods, wholesome foods, etc., they are in the mode of goodness. And if a person eats these foods, they will develop mode of goodness. And the other way is also true. People who are in the mode of goodness, they are naturally attracted to eating this type of food. Like if you ask Brahmins are generally, they're in the mode of goodness. 365 days, you ask them, what did you eat for lunch? What will they say? Annamu, pappu, nehi. Rice, dal, and ghee. They are in the mode of goodness. The people are in the mode of goodness, and dal, rice, and ghee, they are in the mode of goodness. So they are naturally attracted to this. So both ways. The people will develop mode of goodness if they eat this, and then vice versa also.
Rice helps heart, right? So something to eat is not pleasing heart, right? Like suppose wheat or not wheat, right? It has to, more work has to be done by heart to pump the blood and all, right?
So if you eat minimum quantity of rice, not exceed the quantity, not exceed the quantity.
Thing is like, portions, right?
No, actually, to be healthier, they said avoid rice itself.
No, you can have brown rice, avoid white rice, and the quantity has to be more veggies, more dal, and less.
So we do other way, right?
See, even white rice, you can, we eat brown rice only every day, but white rice also you can eat. But if you do proper work, proper hard work, then it is okay.
For your body.
Yeah.
You should eat rice. Daily you should eat. It's very important for your brain.
Yeah, at least one time, one week,
Yeah.
eat rice. One meal. Yeah.
But so you got to eat.
Then you have to activate your body, right?
Yeah.
It works, so then
It has to be balanced. The lifestyle work plus the food.
I think if you talk to one of my friend is a farmer back in India nowadays also in degree class. He eat morning rice, lunch rice, dinner
Also rice. Yeah.
because
They work hard.
They work hard. And they don't eat the quantity of what we eat now. It's like twice or thrice the quantity because they need more.
Yeah.
That's very healthy. That's far better than healthy.
I think it's also because they are in the farm,
Yeah.
so which means
rice that we get here, for instance, in Costco, chain of our hands, it's so
Process.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's more
processed, but literally processed. I feel it's like when Krishna made, let's say, this rice, right? And just from Punyamata we take it, let's say, hands of his wife was took it and then heated, so it became, and then she cooked it, that's it. The chain is not very long, and in our case, the chain is just so long until we get it from Costco. There were so many tools of it and so many machines. So process is when it is very, very far from Krishna Punyamata.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe it is not any for that house here, better.
Yeah, it's a good point. Okay, so now let's look at the foods in the mode of passion and ignorance. Katvamala lavanatyushna trikshna ruksha vidahina ahara rajasa sheshta dukkha shoka maya prada. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease. Now, what are some of the examples? Golgappa. Golgappa.
So many, everything.
There is
that
so
is
many
Sour. Too sour, Golgappa.
Yeah, some people eat very spicy also, right?
Spicy.
Burning hot.
Ragda pani puri.
Yeah.
Too sour means lemon.
Biryani. Hot is spicy.
Too sour means lemon or something.
No,
Yeah,
lemon.
Don't eat lemon.
Lemon, if you eat fresh lemon, it is not too sour. But over a period of time, in a yogurt or lemon, if you keep it for 1 month or so, then it becomes too sour. That is not good. But just it's a natural sourness is good. Yeah. That's why he's saying too sour.
Tamarind, especially tamarind, we use tamarind rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that one is also offered to God, tamarind rice.
Yeah,
offer
but that
everything
is
to
not
God.
they offer- that is not eaten, it's mixed in water, its pulp is taken and
It's
then
very
it's
diluted,
with
right?
other ingredients. So
Very diluted.
which is why they say don't eat tamarind directly. Yeah. So there's no too much sour in it. Like,
Yeah.
it's sourness in it.
So
I used
too
to
bitter.
when I was
Too bitter.
from the
కాకరకాయ తినొచ్చు బట్ ఎక్కువ ఎవ్రీడే కాకరకాయ అట్లాంటిది అట్లా కాకుండా
Tamarind wrap. I used to like it. It's very, it creates very heat, a lot of heat in the body. Tamarind. That's why tamarind rice also is very hot for the body.
Digestion avukapothe they'll take tamarind. Things.
Yeah. So salty, hot, pungent, dry, burning are dear to those in the mode of passion.
Don't eat
So
any,
we are all.
don't eat any fried food, okay? It's dry, right?
Yeah. You should not.
Yeah, like French fries.
Yeah.
French fries.
No, even vegetables fried, you do fry food, but it's all dry, right?
Yeah.
No, the nuts and all are dry, right?
No, actually, even in fries, right?
The
If you
problem
put
is
proper
dry-
oil, if you put proper oil,
dry foods is fine.
I mean, when you fry, you don't see the oil, right? It's
Yeah.
all consumed. It is still good. Huh?
Cold press.
Cold pressed.
is
Cold pressed oil. Yeah.
like virgin oils, right?
Yeah.
Olive.
Olive oil, yeah.
They're more thicker even in viscosity. If you see. So little oil is enough to cook a lot of food.
Yeah.
Also, this deep frying removes all the juiciness of the vegetables or whatever that we are eating. So it's preferred not to deep fry.
Yeah. So once in a while is okay, but
Yeah.
not every day. Not every day.
It's so hard, right?
Cheap.
Not every day. Not every day.
For saying anything, think about kachoris.
Yeah.
Kachoris.
That's when once in a while.
Once in a while.
Once in a while. Once in a week.
Samit
We do it everything based on our preference.
Okay, now here comes the best part. Okay, are you all ready?
Yes.
यातयामं गतरसं पूति पर्युसितां च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि छामेद्यं भोजनं तामसा प्रियं. Now Krishna talks about food in the mode of ignorance. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten.
Oh, tasteless also.
Food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. Putrid ante
We need to add salt, right?
putrid ante
Fermented.
fermented. Huh?
But fermented.
No, fermentation is good.
Putrid means rotten, rotten. Putrid means rotten and smelling.
Maybe rotten.
Decompose and putrid are almost same.
In the synonym it says
Yeah, rotten. That's rotten. Yeah, rotten.
Rotten. Rotten, basically. The fermented food is good. Huh? I mean, overeating of fermented food is not good.
Usually, the rotten over here, maybe the meaning is
Alcohol and all.
this word means decayed or rotten food, but in general,
Yogurt, when you make yogurt, it's for fermentation, right?
yeah,
It's
but
some
then
kind of fermentation.
Sometimes, like there are certain things, probably I don't know how to classify that, but like there are a lot of people who would like to. They mentioned at the bottom the cocktail is there.
Yeah. Actually, alcohol also goes to fermentation.
Yeah.
Cocktail is a putrid.
Depends on the good bacteria and bad bacteria.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. See, yogurt, if you make it and consume it in 1 or 2 days, it is good. It is the best fermented, food. But if you keep the same yogurt for 1 week or 2 weeks, then it is
There are
over
things like
fermented.
that.
It's a bad bacteria.
People, in fact, I remember when somebody was telling me they like the roti chapati of the dough that has been made and kept for some time.
Mm.
So you'll have that sour feeling in that dough itself.
Yeah.
And then you made chapati of that. So you know the feeling, the chapati itself will taste different.
Mm.
So that there are so many people who like that kind of chapati.
They're not.
Yeah.
So that
That is definitely over fermented.
not over. I don't know. You can say that's not maybe.
Yeah.
Most kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because idli and all, right? It's fermented food.
Actually, this was a question.
It is recommended for patients also.
Yeah. In fact, when we were doing the shloka earlier, whoever was explaining me, I think he said fermented, and that's when I asked this question. Like there are so many food which needs fermentation.
Yeah.
So like idli and dosa, for example, then he had the same explanation that idli and dosa which can be cooked also, like when you make idli out of just ready batter, and you make idli out of a batter which has been a little bit
Fermented.
over fermented, then
Yeah.
the taste will be different.
Yeah.
And you can make out.
Yeah.
So it has to be rightly only that much
Yes.
fermented which is needed for the batter to be ready.
Yeah.
So if it is like 2 hours extra, done.
Yeah. Yeah. Over fermentation is not good. So that leads to bad bacteria.
Yeah. It spoils the.
Yeah, but otherwise, if it is properly fermented and consumed within the right time, it gives good bacteria. It's good actually.
So vinegar is not used in ISKCON, right?
No,
Why?
it contains alcohol. Yeah, some very less percentage of alcohol.
Okay.
And there are alternatives, right? What do you use?
Vinegar, I did not hear that they don't use the regular kitchen vinegar.
I think there are 2 types of vinegars.
The white vinegar.
Yeah.
The white kitchen vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even the Chinese food.
Why is it without vinegar?
He makes Chinese food.
Yeah.
So use vinegar.
Yeah. So I think there are 2 types of vinegars, with alcohol, without alcohol.
Yeah, without alcohol, you have to see.
Yeah.
The content.
Yeah.
Not all vinegars will have that.
Yeah.
Vinegar basically is an acid.
Yeah,
But
it's
if
acid.
they add- if
It's
they
acid,
add-
yeah.
It's a very mild acid.
Yeah.
Acid.
But they add alcohol for certain purposes.
Because there are a lot of vinegar also in general in kitchen we
Clean.
use. Yeah. No, not eating also. We use nimbu sat.
Yeah.
I don't know what is that called in English.
Nimbu
sat-
what?
Nimbu sat.
Nimbu sat. Okay.
So that's acid.
Acidic, citric acid.
Yeah.
The one in one kind of.
Maybe. Yeah.
Pickles also fermented.
Yeah, that is more than how many days? I don't know.
Like it stays for 1 year.
Should never eat it.
So
It is also it comes under rancid food. Because it's spiciness is very high. burning, it's hot, and yeah.
Whole purpose of that is to add more flavor.
Exactly. You're not eating mangoes directly instead.
So here, the most important thing is food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. So now think about your refrigerators and we can't live without refrigerators, right? So,
I think question, but the food prepared in ISKCON temple, right? So they prepare in the morning and serve in the night. Right?
Yeah.
More than 3 hours, right? More than 3 hours.
So here, I think in the same purport or another purport, Prabhupada explains, if it is offered to God, it's a prashadam, then this 3 hour rule is not applicable.
Where is that?
Yeah.
The proof is
Yeah, here. See, look at this
So
here.
he's saying like next time he will put it in front of God.
yeah.
So look here. Any food more than 3 hours before it is eaten, except prashadam, is considered to be in the mode of darkness. See, even the food that is offered to God, it becomes rotten after a few days, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't eat that.
Yeah.
But if it is in an eatable condition, you can still eat prashadam after 3 hours also, because it's prashadam, it's beyond that mode of darkness. Yeah. Because once you offer food to God, it becomes sat.
Which stands just in front of the temple in my house.
Which temple?
We have a small.
Oh, in the altar. Altar. Okay.
So our fridge is prasad.
So you are offering the fridge
Yeah.
You are offering the fridge to
That's what we think about. God is rich.
Everything is prasad. You find you can find.
People have creative ways.
God will face to death, but
While we were in India, I think it was like, I don't know, it was like based on climate and everything, we were in Chennai, right? So we'll never leave food, like we'll eat, prepare and eat, finish, right?
Yeah.
After moving to this, we are getting this habit of like prepare one and just continue for the.
I think Indian weather doesn't even allow.
Yeah.
Indian weather doesn't even allow.
We have refrigerators, but still I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my day,
Very small.
in Vedas, small, there was no refrigerator.
Yeah, even in our
So, yeah.
there was no refrigerator.
So many times.
Yeah.
I think we bought the first refrigerator like when I was in.
We bought our first refrigerator after I started earning.
In fact, even we had refrigerators like initially,
Dad doesn't.
they were very clearly speaking about the cooking.
Even now also, in India, a few items. Yeah.
Like this, only even here also we only eat like rice maybe, but not the rice.
Yeah.
I think anyway using.
But that's my wife, man. We don't put anything.
Yeah, it's mostly for vegetables and
Keep it in the fridge, put it in the microwave. Or
curries, right? Curries also. Curries.
Fry and
Rice, most of the people they make every day.
Yeah.
But rice, they keep it for 4 or 5 days. You know.
Yeah. That is.
After looking at the Sattvic movement, we changed our process in our home. We cook before 1 hour and eat.
Okay.
Even on even if it's difficult for us with meetings and all, like even on working days, we found ways. I had to make food fresh and eat and not put it for, and we like quota, right? We found the portion of food that we're eating for that part of the meal.
Yeah.
And we cook only that much so that we don't have to keep it in fridge.
Even you're putting label fresh.
Sorry.
You're packing it and putting fresh.
No. We just cook at that point and we try to finish whatever we cook rice less and more of dal and vegetables, and we try to finish off everything.
Yeah. So that's why when Madhuri invited our evening batch, there is the evening batch also, Bhagavad Gita. She attends that evening batch also. So when she invited all of us to their home, so she cooked the rice only for the quota.
Actually, it was estimation error. Basically, we never invited those many people to our home. We didn't have that big lunch. But
That's just a joke. On a lighter side.
But we'll see this thing after 5 years. Now they are
gradually, gradually. Yeah.
Gradually, you will see the change.
Yeah.
Once you will have baby, then age.
No, but at least, if you have that consciousness,
it
can develop for a period of time.
Days like that, we don't do it for at least, we do it once or twice in a month. We keep food like that. Only during my on-call week, I cook early and keep it in fridge because we might not be able to both cook. So otherwise, we try to cook. Even if we cannot make too many items, we try to make one item that's fresh and eat at that point and finish it off.
Yeah. So, okay. So all these things, right? Like, don't eat food that is not prepared before 3 hours, and live a minimalistic life. All these things, they take time. Okay, we cannot change from tomorrow in one day. Takes time. So don't be too stressed out, or but just have that consciousness and start implementing, taking baby steps. That's all we can do.
There is one point that food that is tasted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here in the weather is always is rainy, right?
Yeah.
So doctor suggests not to put salt in any food or curry.
Because the vegetables, they contain natural salt.
But not the curries at all.
Oh.
So doctor suggests not to add any salt.
Yeah.
But why you don't add it?
No, you have to add
There is
it.
no sweat, right?
So you can add little bit of salt and also not this white iodized salt. So you can just pink salt. Which, even if you put it, it doesn't give much saltiness. It just gives enough. Yeah, pink salt, Himalayan pink salt, or like
Himalayan
like directly comes from ocean. I can use, but
Iodine salt is good for iron.
Iodine is also required.
it's required. You can get it in other ways. Yeah, not through salt. That is artificially
Salt
added.
iodine is a scam. That's what I read.
Yeah, scam.
Iodized salt branding, right? That's a scam.
Other thing is, like, so they say,
Do you have Mac charger?
yes.
Huh? Yeah.
What is food untouchable?
Which one? Which aspect? Okay, fantastic.
What is food untouchable there? Untouchable things in
Remnants and untouchable. Remnants means food eaten by others. We should not eat that. Untouchable things. Food consisting of remnants and untouchable.
Insects, people eating insects and everything, definitely that's not untouchable.
I eat every day. That is done by honeybees, right? You already touched it.
No, I'm saying people eating those insects and all that. Like, so this is general. This is not just for like there are people in like mode of that. I have my neighbor. They are like they are Vietnamese and they eat all those worms and everything. Right? Yeah, I
I
know
think
how it is.
that's what is that. The ones who are more related. Sometimes we give first to Purji, then we give to, let's say, Gurujis, then we feed Band, then we feed white.
No, those are remnants. So if you eat remnants from Gurujis, that is good. You get the mercy.
Probably we should not do it completely, like we should not eat first the dog and then eat ourselves or something, or even like children, like then we should not eat first children and then eat ourselves.
Yeah.
I think it's saying meat and liquor. Untouchable things like meat and liquor.
meat and liquor.
Remnants in the sense they mean
Untouchable things like meat and liquor. Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah. I was assuming this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat and liquor.
Stored for
Yeah,
Meat and
No.
liquor, untouchable.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it is charged.
This option is there if you want to be in the mode of darkness.
No, no.
We were
We were trying to find it like how in
in
3 hours of-
3 hours we can make right. But now this came into like one option is also gone.
Instead of fermenting for 12 years, 14 years, I think
You can try to make it like in 3 hours.
3 hours and then
Now this option is
taken off.
gone.
Yeah. And I think people are doing this what these new companies they are coming with these plant-based meats and all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
right? Like,
Cheese, plant
yeah, I
based
don't know
meat,
what
cheese.
is that, like.
Yeah.
There are two companies which
Yeah,
are
Beyond Meat,
Beyond-
Beyond Meat, Beyond Burger.
Oh, that was- My stomach immediately rejects it.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
That is
Made of
synthetic.
beef stuff, but
Synthetic.
They're saying
there
that
might be like
Yeah.
plant meat. So,
I think that helping the non-vegetarian, not for us, I think.
to slowly move into
Yeah.
transition, yeah.
I think exactly.
We tried once actually. He doesn't eat meat, so we tried one. So it tastes like a meat, but not meat.
But how do you know that it tastes like meat?
I eat meat.
Because he tasted it.
So I mean,
He tasted both.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways. Okay. So you can read, Prabhupada has given more details, on these, the examples of the foods and,
Anyways, we
So
come
many
to the
things.
details now when we come to this chapter.
yeah. Now, 18 chapter quickly. We have 10 minutes. I'll try to summarize 18 chapter quickly.
No, yoga name for every chapter has yoga.
Yeah. Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. Shraddha means faith. Traya means in 3 forms. So Shraddha Traya Vibhaga. Vibhaga is division. Divisions of faith. Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. So chapter 18, Perfection of Renunciation. That's the chapter title Prabhupada has given. Perfection of Renunciation. Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Sanskrit name given by Adi Shankaracharya is Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So all the Sanskrit names for Bhagavad Gita were initially given by Adi Shankaracharya. Okay. So what is perfection of renunciation or Moksha Sannyasa Yoga? So in this chapter, Krishna summarizes entire Bhagavad Gita. First he summarizes Karma Yoga, then he summarizes Jnana Yoga, then he discusses Bhakti Yoga, and then in the end, he says, abandon all varieties of religion. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaisyami masucha. Sarva dharman parityaja. Sarva dharman means sarva dharman means all kinds of religion. Now the religion can be the so-called the man-made Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Jain, all these things. Or it can also mean different philosophies. Within Hinduism, there are so many philosophies, right? Like there is Dvaita philosophy, Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, so many things. So abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. See, first Krishna said, do karma and be connected to God. And then he said, and then in the next he said, cultivate knowledge by which you can come to me. And then he said, cultivate bhakti, and then you can come to me. So he gave different things throughout Bhagavad Gita, but in the end, he's saying, abandon all varieties of religion. Okay, and that does not include bhakti. Krishna is not asking us to abandon bhakti also.
Basically, yeah, that is the way to surrender.
Yeah. Surrendering is a part of bhakti. Atma Nivedan, right? Which is one of the 9 limbs of bhakti. So abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to Krishna. That is the ultimate instruction Krishna has given in 18 chapter, 18.66. And there is another important instruction in 18 chapter. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishvais satyam te pratijani priyosime. Krishna says, always think of me, fix your mind upon me, worship me, offer obeisances to me, and by doing so, you can get connected to me. You can get connected to me very intimately. So that is another instruction. Krishna said that in 9th chapter, and then he repeated that in 18th chapter. Okay. These are called Charama Shlokas. Charama Shlokas for any scripture, they are like concluding instructions. Krishna has given so many instructions throughout Bhagavad Gita. In 700 shlokas, out of 700, Krishna spoke 574 shlokas. There are so many instructions, right? But there are some concluding instructions, Charama Shlokas, like Manmana Bhava Madbhakto, Sarvadharman Parityaja. These are all Charama Shlokas, important instructions. Now, after giving all the instructions to Arjuna, in the end, Krishna says, Arjuna, I have given you all this knowledge. Have you listened to it attentively? Krishna asks satirically. I have given you so much knowledge. I have given you so many instructions, but have you listened to all of this attentively? Krishna asks satirically. And then he says, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Krishna said everything. He gave so many instructions. And in the end, he said, now you do whatever you want. Which shows that Krishna is not forcing. Krishna is not forcing upon us to do whatever he is asking to do. So he has given all this knowledge. He has told us what is best for us. And in the end, he's leaving the decision to ourselves.
They're giving all the material to you, resources to you.
Yeah.
And then you choose your path.
Yeah, he's giving all the options. And he's telling what is good and what is bad. And he's asking us to make the decision. He's not forcing us to do things. And after listening to all these instructions from Krishna, Arjuna, in the end, he said, Karishye Vachanam Tava. Now I am ready to do whatever you ask me to do. In the beginning, in first chapter, what was Arjuna's position? He decided not to fight. He put his bow Gandiva aside, and then he said, Krishna, I will not fight. How can I be the cause of death of my own kinsman? He gave so many reasons. And in the end, after having listened to Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, in the end, Arjuna said, Karishye Vachanam Tava. Now I am ready to do whatever you ask me to do. If you ask me to fight, I'll fight. If you ask me to not to fight, I will not fight. If you ask me to jump into the ocean, I'll jump into the ocean. Whatever you ask, I'll do.
You should not ask that because we already read all the Bhagavad Gita, right?
Yeah.
From 1 to 17. You should know what he needs to do now, right?
Yeah.
He's asking again the question. He's not asking.
He's not asking.
He's saying, it's kind of I'm surrendering.
Yeah.
He said, forget all other religions, surrender unto me, I'll help you out. So
see, Arjuna,
he has chosen that.
Yeah, see, Arjuna could have said, okay, Krishna, I'll fight now. He could have said that, right?
Yeah, because he already understood everything.
Yeah, in the beginning, his position was not to fight. Now, after listening to Bhagavad Gita, throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was encouraging Arjuna to fight. In many shlokas, Krishna said, Tasmad Yudhyasva Bharata. Now you get up and fight. Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha. Now you think of me and fight. In several shlokas, Krishna used the word Yuddha, Yuddha, Yuddha. Fight, fight, fight. Now Arjuna, in the end, he should have said, okay, Krishna, now I will fight. But what did he say? Karishye Vachanam Tava. I'll do whatever you ask me to do. That means even if Krishna asks Arjuna to jump into the ocean, he's ready to do that.
Yes, surrendered.
He has surrendered. Now he has complete faith on Krishna. He's ready to do anything.
Oh, other way around.
No, not.
It is chapter 19. Chapter 19. It is chapter 19.
No, if Guru gives the knowledge to me, then I can lead my life in the right, whatever, because he already gave me the instructions. Suppose if I want to drive the vehicle, right? He will give the instruction, okay, these are all the things you need to do. Then you won't be there. You will always sit inside of me when I'm driving. So he has given the knowledge and his job is done. The rest I need to follow.
Yeah.
Right? I thought the same case with
So Arjuna's intention is to tell to Krishna that I will not only fight because you are encouraging me to fight. I'll not only fight, but I'm ready to do anything else for you. Yeah. Not only fighting. Yeah.
Even
fighting and beyond.
Also, like how to fight also, whatever you say, I'll do that in the fight.
Yeah.
I think that's the maybe subtle difference if I interpret it like the Jnana Yogi, right? They have everything, but they are not surrendered fully, right? Like they are not the Bhakta Yogis, right?
Yeah.
Arjuna is the true Bhakta Yogi.
Yeah.
Like employee and employer, they are not fully surrendered. We just work for money.
Yeah,
So
like
again,
Out of
you know, follow the protocol. That is one way to
Yeah.
do. Or you just say no, I have like beyond protocol, I have faith, right? And
Yeah, that is out of duty, but this is out of love. Okay. Now, after having listened to the sacred conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, in the end, Sanjaya glorifies Bhagavad Gita. We discussed that during in initial introduction stage, right? Yeah, Sanjaya's glorifications on Bhagavad Gita. So in 4 or 5 slokas, Sanjaya glorifies, saying that when I was listening to the sacred conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, my hair was standing on end, and I was astonished with amazement. So in 4 or 5 slokas, Sanjaya glorifies Bhagavad Gita, and in the end, 18.78, he further glorifies Bhagavad Gita, saying, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir, Matir Mama. So Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, wherever there is Krishna. Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, wherever there is Arjuna. Tatra Shri, Tatra means there exist. Shri means opulence. Tatra Shri Vijayo, Vijaya means victory. Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Bhuti means opulence. No, Shri means
Good fortune.
Good fortune, yeah. Vijayo Bhuti, Bhuti means opulence. Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir. Niti means morality. Dhruva means powerful. What is the exact word Krishna uses? Arjuna, Sanjay uses?
Like pinnacle of morality.
No. Strong power or something. Extraordinary power. Extraordinary power. Dhruva means extraordinary power. So wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. So it is Sanjaya saying, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir, Matir Mama. So Shri is opulence, Vijaya is victory, Bhuti is exceptional power. Okay, Dhruva is Niti is morality. Okay. Niti is morality. So this is the last sloka of Bhagavad Gita, 18.78. So this concludes the 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita, summary of all 18 chapters.
So I given all the knowledge to you. You decide. Whether you want to do only Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga,
or Kriya Yoga. But in the end, Krishna said, abandon everything else and just do bhakti. Just do bhakti.
Surrender and do bhakti. So
yeah.
I have surrendered and I'm married bhakti.
Your wife's name is Bhakti.
So I'm done.
And you have bhakti on her. You have bhakti on her.
No, surrender means
No, I'm done. I'm one now religion. My task is done.
Please
surrender to me.
No, but everything she told you.
You got the right one. You're questioning whatever she
buy gold, buy RD car.
I'm telling you, I'm doing what I'm said to do. Right? So now if she forces me like, you have to do this, I will do it.
Surrender means that if she says that you should buy a new car, then wherever you go, you should tell you should buy a new car. Buy a new car, that is surrender. You know, your mind should think.
Okay. So
No, surrender will, you need to follow some sadhana to achieve God. Not so, I always surrender and then don't do anything.
No questions asked.
No question.
No question asked. No question asked. I'm just following
The path what they already showed. So, yeah, he already told the path. You can do bhakti yoga or like that. You need to follow the.
he said three
there's no R, only bhakti.
But this is the best route.
But to attain till that bhakti yoga, you can start with kriya yoga or something to help your body go in that direction. It's easier to follow like baby steps. Prabhuji said.
No, bhakti yoga is a baby step. Kriya yoga is a little bit out. Bhakti yoga is not right away.
You don't have to get deep into space.
No, for that one you need body preparation. For bhakti yoga, you can start today.
Basically, it's either you work too hard to get very little, or you work very little to get
too much.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
I'm saying
But smart.
Sattvic food and all, right? It's very hard first stage, right? Because to attain bhakti, you also need your senses to listen to you, which means you have to eat food that means
That is conducive
that's very
for
difficult to start from day one. So you can start some of the like Dhyan and other yogas and also do simultaneously bhakti yoga a little bit.
Yeah.
So that your body completely supports you for bhakti yoga and then.
Yeah, even for doing Ashtanga yoga, Kriya yoga, whatever, right? Most of the people, they don't follow the initial limbs. Yama, Niyama, Asana. Asana, most of the people follow. But Yama, Niyama, they don't follow. Yeah. See, one of the prerequisites for Ashtanga yogis, see, Kriya yoga, all these different types of yoga, they all come into Ashtanga yoga. There are different flavors of Ashtanga yoga. One of the requirements is celibacy. You should be a brahmachari. Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot be married and then go to a secluded place and do meditation.
Then you stop doing that.
But one of the rules is right? You are married to find the easy route. Easy route is
In fact, that's not easy route. In fact, that's not easy route.
So what is
Kriya yoga.
Kriya yoga. Easy route is
He's finding an alternative route, but it's not an easy route. It's an alternative route, but it's not an easy route.
No, I think the other one is surrender, right? 18th chapter, right? Suppose if I understand Bhagavad Gita properly and if I surrender, it makes sense. Suppose if I understand something wrong and if I surrender to God, I can do any harmful things to the world also. Suppose, yeah.
That's why we should surrender to Krishna the way Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. And how to surrender properly, that we can get guidance from spiritual master. Now, as Vaibhav said, Vaibhav, right? Yeah, as Vaibhav said, I surrender to my wife Bhakti. My job is done. I mean, though he said it on a lighter tone, right? If someone else says the similar thing, okay, my guru is asking me to surrender. You know, when Krishna says Sarvadharman Parityaja, Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. That guru can interpret that word Mam saying that, okay, you surrender to me, not Krishna, but you surrender to me. That is not proper surrender. The proper surrender is the way Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. And there are so many, details, what is a proper surrender, all that we can learn from spiritual master. Okay, so we successfully finished summary of 18 chapters.
We have to glorify the Guru, right?
The actual Bhagavad Gita,
4 months.
It took 4 months
4 months.
for somebody.
Jan 19, May 21st.
You are keeping a log of
So basically
the class.
4 months to get to know what is Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Not to be jumping into Bhagavad Gita, just to know what is Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Introduction.
So next week we are starting Bhagavad Gita.
See, I attended only 2 days. Was part of glorification.
Second and 18th chapter, so that's
Yes, see,
basic main summary.
Yeah.
last 2.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Shashank, for staying up with patiently for so long.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So he moved away from his beach.
Yeah. He moved away from which he went to a different planet. Different planet. He is on moon.
What?
I think Mars maybe.
Okay. Thank you
It was
everyone
nice
for joining.
listening to it.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We continue next week.
I think journey is 4 months journey for us is like an eye-opening.